Puzzle Bukkit.
Yeah, well, if it's not a mage, it's a druid, right? Bickle the druid. Have we ever had an opportunity to use our pyroblast? I don't think so. I'm going to keep the two, going to keep the other two for a 2-3 play, and Ravenhold Assassin is too expensive to keep in our hand. Razorfen Hunter, and alright, so a 1-2-3-4 play again. This is turning out to be great. We'll see, anyway. Yeah, so he's going to have turn 2. Can't decide if I should play the Berserker first or the Acidic Swamp Ooze first. I keep thinking if I play the Berserker first, I'm going to lose it. In this case, I guess I probably would have, although I could have pinged and done 5 damage first before the trade. But it seems to be that's the right order, is to play the other two before the Berserker, because then that other two either is the magnet of a spell or allows you to remove whatever's on the board, so that you have I don't want to face that. Well, I could, well, he can't remove it without doing hero damage or without using his hero power, so I'm going to play my Razorfen Hunter, and then I'll bypass. Because I can't trade either. I could ping and trade, but then it would leave a 2-1 on the board, which would remove the Berserker. That's a bad trade. For me, anyway. Okay, so is that a Wrath? I would assume it's a Wrath. Oh, and then he's going to Wrath for the card draw. No, Keeper of the Grove. Okay. Gonna save the Blood Knight. Decisions. I can card draw. I don't have a turn 5 play. Well, I do technically. Although I could Water Elemental, which I'm gonna need some help removing that Keeper of the Grove. And that's kind of... That isn't the most optimal play, but I didn't have enough to be able to ping and then play anything else. At least this way I can trade here with my hero power, which gives me 3 mana, allows me to play the Blood Knight next turn, and then it frees up the 2-1 if it's not removed this turn. Okay. So he's going to Shapeshift, which leaves him with 3 mana, and that's favorable for me. That's another 2 damage, so that's fine. Then he pushes through, okay. And yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to do, is we're going to ping and play the Blood Knight. I'm going to gamble that there's not going to be any Divine Shields in this particular match. And at 6 mana, he doesn't have too many options for removing both of those. He doesn't have any options that I can think of actually for removing both of them. You can remove one. That was an expensive removal. Let's see. I think we need to put some... We're getting a little behind in our card draw. I mean, we're even here. Actually, we are even because I've got 1 on the board. So I don't necessarily need the card draw yet, unless I have an... Do I have a play for turn 7? Technically, yeah. I can play my Frostwolf Warlord. So, I'll put in the Yeti instead. I wasn't going to play the Gnomish Inventor because this is a bigger threat on the board, and I have a play. It's not desperate that I draw a card right now. The idea is to play the Frostwolf Warlord, and then I'll have 2 mana in reserve if I need to ping something, which will bring this up to a 7/7. No, I'm sorry, 6/6. What's it gonna be? Wrath. Okay. Figured that. Wait, what? Oh, that's interesting. And then he's just doing that for... I is confused. I guess he was doing that for the extra armor. But, okay, well, plans have changed. I believe we will Twilight Drake instead. And I will ping in the event that he doesn't want to make the trade. I assume he does, but if he doesn't, I can ping it next turn. And it would have brought him down to 18, otherwise and left a 3-2 on the board. And if he's got any buffs, that's even worse. So I think the minion was the better. I need to keep his board as clear as possible. So now we can play the Frostwolf Warlord. Might need to draw some cards, actually. If we play something big, we can polymorph and do our card draw. That'll be an easy decision for us. Play these two. Instead, he's going to claw. And okay. Boy, that Blood Knight's just hanging in there. It's like the Murloc last round. He's gonna heal. He's gonna draw cards. Okay. He's digging for something then. Well, we don't have... do I want to polymorph? I feel like I should save the polymorph. I can taunt. But I do need to remove that 5/5. So... no, this will work. That'll work. Let me draw a card first just to see what we get. It's the Murloc War Leader, which isn't going to help us. And then we will taunt. And... okay, so... I'm so tempted to push in. I can't. I gotta play it safe. I really wanted to push that 3 damage in, allow him to make the trade, but leaving that at 2 is much better for me as an option because I can use my Gnomish Inventor or the Ascension Shieldmaster. Either way it dies. It wouldn't die otherwise. We'll just be patient and wait our turn. Swipe. Okay. And an Elven Archer. Okay. This still trades favorably for us. Or he can do it for us, that's fine. Now let's see. We ping, that brings us down to 7. That allows us to charge or draw a card and Murloc. Murloc because it's 3 against 4 and I can ping the next turn. Should have drew the card first before pinging, but okay. And then we will Murloc pass the turn. Now the idea here is running the Murloc into the Gnomish Inventor, then we can ping the next turn, which brings us down to 8 mana. And then we can... okay, whew, glad I saved that sheep. Okay, we will be pinging the Wolf Rider instead. Or not. I guess the Gnomish Inventors are just going to stay on the board for a while. So we are going to polymorph. And if we ping, we're down to 4. Otherwise, we have 6, which allows us to play this and that, which might help us. If we ping, we can only play this. I think there's more value in the Knife Juggler and the Stormwind Knight. Okay. Not exactly how I wanted to remove that card, but it's okay. And without spell power, we're out of swipe range. We're not out of Starfall range. Starfire range. Starfall. Why can I never keep that? My main is a Druid, and I cannot keep those 2 cards straight. Yeah, 2 damage across the board will remove both of these and put that within Hero Power Shapeshift range. Starfire. Okay, so Starfall is the other one. That's a very expensive Starfire. I'm pretty happy with that value. And we can actually do not all three of those. And we can't remove... Shucks. Yes, we can. I wanted to play the Frostwolf Warlord. It's not going to work out for us. Not this time around, anyway.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
We will buff her because we want to keep that 3. And we'll ping this. I wanted to keep a minion on the board with 3 health versus 2 health. That's the only reason I buffed her instead. And we're getting a little better. 2 3s and a 2 instead of 2 2s and a 3 for health. Dollar on Mage. Oh no. Oh. At least we bumped up the... we traded that 2 health creature for a 3 health creature. Ouch. He's further along in the deck. We are having some issues. I don't want that card on the board. So unfortunately, we're going to have to sacrifice our shield. He has, we have a tempo advantage, but he's got a card advantage, and I'm not in a good position. These are really weak health. Oh, that's, yep. That's what I was afraid of. Druids and their really big cards. I've got no way to remove that right now. Chillwind Yeti is not going to help us. Not yet. There we go. Bringing them down to 4. And the Chillwind Yeti will be sacrificed to remove. And if he's got another big card, we're in some serious trouble. We are top decking, and oh man, he's drawing more cards. Okay, I think he's getting pretty close to... He's down to 5. Well ahead of us. Oh man, that's just scary, seeing 5 cards up there. With 0 down here. He must not have a play, though. I mean, geez, he's got 5 cards, he's got 5 mana, and he's taking them an awfully long time. He's going to lose the Ironbark, so he has to play that way. I'm hoping he doesn't, of course, but... And we have no fireballs, so we can't do lethal without removing the Innervate. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Ancient of Lore? Ancient of War? A swipe. Okay. Okay, so he's going to take the 4 damage to the face so that he doesn't take 6. That adds up. That makes sense. That hurts. That hurts. Alright, without any taunts... Jeez, he's dead in 2 turns. I can't kill him in 1 turn. It's dangerously low. Oh, and that's frozen. And a 5/5 on the board. Now he's up to 7 health. He is quickly turning the tide. Woo! Darkscale Healer, just in time. Ping that. That's an even trade. I trades with either one of them now. Whew. That Darkscale Healer came in just in time. Doesn't quite trade. Jeez, man, another taunt. Alright, I'm getting a little nervous here. Is he going to push it through? Really? I don't want him to. I mean, that's I want him to do the trade because it's better for me. Or pass the turn. That's even better. No! That's not what I needed. And that's a crappy card to have. Jesus. Wow, what a... Alright, so...
Where shall I strike? Where shall I strike?
This is not going to help me either way.
For Dalaran.
I'm done. I gotta push the damage in because game's over. All he's got to do is push it in. I mean, if for some reason he decides to make a trade instead of going straight for the hero, or tries to be, you know, super impressive and play a bunch of cards, yeah, like a Sea Giant when he doesn't need to because he already has lethal on the board. Or perhaps he assumes the secret is what it is not, and thinks he has to clear the board. In which case, I could win here if I had a Frostbolt. But I don't. I do have a Flame Strike. I'm still alive. You know what? If for some reason... I can't imagine any scenario where I would win this, but if for some reason he allows me... I'm so okay. I was gonna say, wow. No way I could win that. That was heartbreaking. I knew I was in trouble. I couldn't get out of it. 6-2. Come on. One more win. That's all we need. Oh my god, it's a paladin. Or should I say, oh my god, it's not a major druid. So... oh my gosh, I forgot. We had a Pyroblast. That's never showed up. That would have won us our... oh, man. Now I'm furious. All we had to do was draw our Pyroblast, which I forgot we had because it never shows up except in our beginning turns. Hey, there you go. You finally showed up, and other than our beginning hand. Will I even need a Pyroblast? I don't know. We'll see. But it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, you know. Because, you know, with the Pyroblast, we could win. Okay, we have a turn 2. Oh, no we do not. You go right back in the hand. It's Paladin. We don't want to be dealing with True Silver Champions. Or Light's Justice. Definitely want to be taken out of Light's Justice. Sorry, buddy. I know you wanted to go out, but here, have some watermelons. There you go. And he's going to coin into a 3-drop? Razor Venom. Okay. Well, the question is, do we play our Harvest Golem? Or do we ping the boar? Well, we can't remove both, so if he's going to buff something, he's going to have a target to buff either way. If we play the Golem, we'll set up for a next turn to where we can remove both. And we also have our Water Elemental, which will be the next play, unless we need the ping for some reason. Do we need the ping? Yeah, we do actually, to remove. Yeah. All kind of hinges on how he plays this turn. Actually, no it doesn't, because I can't remove them next turn, and really the Water Elemental is going to be the play pretty much regardless. Well, you've only got 3 mana, so you can't have too many options. Come on now. Holy smokes. You must move much more quickly. Or you can just pass the turn, that's cool. I'm right with... oh, man. Unfortunately, that gives him a pretty favorable trade. But I'm counting on the Water Elemental to even the score. Or we could just stay like this and, you know, stalemate until turn 7. I can Flame Strike. That's cool too. However, let's see. Coming into turn 5, I do have my Frostwolf Warlord. That's the only option I have, really, depending on what I draw. He's probably overthinking because I'm not really playing... my hand's kind of forced. I don't have a lot of plays. So I don't have any, you know, super secret tricks up my sleeve here. Let's just make some decisions. Do your trade. That's the best way to start off. Got 4 mana. What are you gonna play? True Silver would be nice if you had it. How about you let me look at your hand here? Can I look at your hand? Let me make a play for you. Oh, all that for a Gnomish Engineer? No. Gnomish Inventor. And then he makes that trade. Okay. Now we have a Knife Juggler, and I really want to play my Acidic Swamp Ooze, but I just can't. It's just not gonna... Oh, that's a bad trade. That's a bad trade for that Knife Juggler all around. I'm going to pass the turn because I got to save the Swamp Ooze for a weapon. The Knife Juggler is going to straight up die. Not a good turn. I'll just have to ping 1. That's just... The cards are not stacking up for me right. I may actually wind up going to turn 7 for Flame Strike. Totally not what I want to do. But if I can bait him for 1 more turn and not take too much damage, you know, maybe that's the option. Draw out as many cards as I can. And then, what would I have for turn 6 play, though? I'm going to get greedy. I'm gonna use my Flame Strike. That's... Or maybe not. Gosh, dang it. I'm holding on to this Acidic Swamp Ooze, and every turn I'm thinking, oh, this is getting worse and worse, and why are you doing this? That's a 4/4. Alright, here we go. I'm going for it. 4/4. Hopefully he ignores it, plays a bunch of minions. I'm Flame Striking the next turn. My cards are not lining up for me correct at all. I'm just not liking this. I don't like the way this is looking at all. I'm not giving up, but I'm just saying. My decisions, I'm probably... I could very well be missing something obvious, but like after, you know, turn 5, regardless of whether or not you're holding the Swamp Ooze for a weapon, play him anyway, or some type of, you know, rule that I'm not aware of, but ooh. He's really changing it around on me. So now my Flame Strike isn't even worth it. Dang it. Okay. And there we go. I really wanted to bring the Sunwalker down to 4, and then I would Flame Strike the next turn. So now I'm focusing on this Flame Strike, which isn't going to ever happen. I don't know what I'm doing with this frickin' match. What is going on? I mean, you know, sometimes the RNG doesn't play in your favor, and you just get dealt cards in a out of order or in a wrong turn. I mean, it's kind of what it feels like this match, and we do need to win this one actually, to make our 7. Okay, so he's got 8 damage on the board, 7 mana in the hand, 7 mana to play, and 7 cards in the hand. And again, we wait for Slowy McSlowerton, aka Holy Smokes, to make his decision. That would be interesting. Play a bunch of minions. Play a bunch of minions. Play a bunch of minions. Okay. I'm doing it now because, you know, we've got one more in the deck, and it's never going to get any better than that. I have completely lost control of this game. Okay, I gotta focus here. How do I get back into this? Can I get back into this? I don't think he has any weapons, which is crazy. That 7's gonna hurt, and I have no taunt. I can remove the Kodo, or I can remove the Berserker, and then that leaves me with 3 for a Spellbender. The Berserker's only 2 damage. I'm gonna Assassin and remove him. Use up all my mana, that's efficient. Remove 1 creature. I don't want to make this trade, but it is a viable trade to remove that 7/6. Next turn, I will have full 10 mana. I can Stormwind Knight into the Berserker and then ping him to remove him. That leaves me with 4, which means I can play my Acidic Swamp Ooze and my River Crocodile, because I think at this point, regardless of whether or not he's got a weapon, I've held this way too long, and I've actually got negative value for holding it in my hand so long because of the amount of damage I've taken. Blessing of Wisdom. Okay, so it definitely needs to go. And I assume I'm going to take another 7 damage. That really hurts. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it at this point, but... Huh, okay. You know, a Flame Strike would change my entire opinion of how... No, okay, it's not. Not gonna happen. Okay, so... He's gonna keep drawing cards with that. But we can remove... Alright, stick to the plan, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan, stick to the plan. We're down in... Oh, what do you mean well played? What? Are you... What? Please tell me you meant that in all sincerity. Well, that's the end of our arena run, folks. I don't know what was going on there and why. I'm going to just say RNG screwed us and we didn't get the card options we needed. Because that's easier to swallow than me making mistakes, because that's generally what happens. Okay, so 6 and 3. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the views. We at Fuzzle Bukkit appreciate the subscription, so please subscribe, like, share, social stuff, all that good stuff. Tweet. Tricky does a lot of tweeting. Be sure to subscribe to our Twitter. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ready.